the word free. I love the word free. We are recording this. It is live in Facebook. I want to welcome everybody officially to our little group here. Myself, Donald, Maycott, Laura, and Debbie. Appreciate everybody joining us tonight. We want to welcome you, Mariah, for educating us and empowering us in Google My Business and other little tips and tricks that you're going to teach us. So the screen, I believe, is yours, Donald? Yes. The screen is yours. Go ahead. I'll be happy. You just let me know how you want to monitor it. We've got people saying if in the chat, I don't know if it's something you want to read while you're going through it or if you need our help.
We're talking to me, right? Okay, perfect. So I'm going to share my screen tonight, and I'm using a program called Samsung Dex. Basically, it was the only way I could figure out a way to get the mobile version of Google Maps up on screen for you guys. So let me see if I can get that up here. And so you guys just disappeared. Let me get this over here. Can you hear me? You
Yep.
can, okay.
I hear you.
All right, so new share. Oh, here we go. So can I do that if what I need to do is move you guys over so that I can still see you.
I'm here trying to place the city. I pride myself on being able to recognize most US cities. This is a different angle of city I recognize. What is your screensaver?
Oh, that's actually, I'm a drone photographer, so that's a photo I took this fall of downtown Minneapolis from my backyard. So
Okay.
yeah, okay, so this is the screen I'm looking for. Here we go. I think I got it. Hold Control to select multiple windows. No, just this one. Okay, can I still get the chat? I can. What are you seeing right now?
We are seeing two Google business, one that says your business Google on Google. The second one says you're a realtor with 111 contributions, all-time photo views, 73,599.
Perfect. Now, for some reason, I lost view of you guys as I share my screen. I have not figured out how to work around this with Zoom yet.
You just go ahead and don't worry about us. If something happens, I'll chime in, or Donald will chime in and help you through it.
Okay, so in order for me to see you again, I need to stop sharing my screen, but we'll start here. So what I have on the right-hand side is just the Google, Google Maps app. Everybody has Google Maps on their phone. If you're using iOS, I do believe you can now download Google Maps onto your Apple phone. But a majority of people do use this app. On the left-hand side, you see my Google My Business. Google My Business is a free service through Google that you can set up for your business. It's how you show up in the Google search results, both in Google and on Google Maps for free. So if you have not set that up yet, you can do it through your Gmail account. In the top right-hand corner where the apps tab is, there's a little blue house that says My Business, and that's where you access it. It looks, let me see if let me pull it up. You can edit the profile. So there is an app for Google My Business for setting up your Google My Business. I've heard through the grapevine that Google is going to be canceling the Google My Business application for cell phones. And I understand why, because I found them both to be incredibly glitchy when trying to set up your business through the app and then editing it on the desktop. It doesn't work so well. So what we're seeing now is actually Google's new version of Google My Business through just Gmail, and it's going to look like this. So you would come here now to edit your business.
Would this be
profile.
a desktop version? Is this the desktop version you're saying? Okay.
This is the desktop version. So let me see actually if I can make it larger. I probably can. So this is what it would look like, the desktop version. And I don't know if I'm getting to my Gmail now. I don't know why it's doing that. Samsung Dex is this little application. It can be a little glitchy. Hi, open up my Gmail. Yeah, it's gonna make me sign it. No. Not what I want. So that's not gonna work. It's because it's giving me a mobile version of it, but that's okay. So you Google My Business here. So this is where you would come in and learn how to do some things with Google My Business or edit your profile. If I scroll down here, you'll see that I've done these posts here, weekly real estate tips as a homeowner and future seller, call now. These are the posts that are being pushed out to the general public for free. And what I want to show you guys is, where is Google publishing that? Like, how are these getting, you know, I get emails that it had 1,000 views or that it had 20 views or 12 views. And where that's happening is actually over on Google Maps. So if you have your cell phone on you, I would go ahead and open up the Google Maps app right now, if you could have your phone on you. And as soon as you open up Google Maps, down here on the bottom, there's this Explore tab. And if I pull that Explore tab up, it's not giving me any updates, which is so funny. I must be in something. I'm in hotels. That's very strange. Oh, I had it all set up and now it disappeared. That's, there it is. Maybe if I go home, let's go home. Oh, here we go. Okay, are you guys seeing this? Latest in Minneapolis Explore Guide.
Yes.
Perfect. So as I scroll this news feed, this is like a social media news feed for all of the businesses in your area. It's a little bit hidden down here in the bottom left corner, Google Maps, but it's there and people are using it. And in fact, a lot of people are using it. So as I scroll here, I can see people's are posting or giving Google reviews for, you know, this little hike here in Minneapolis. I can see this meat raffle and bingo post by the How Daily Kitchen and Bar. So the How is just like a mile from me. And I can see that they're having a meat raffle and bingo contest. And I should probably pay attention to that if I'm interested to go, you know, to hang out at a meat raffle and bingo at the How Kitchen and Bar. You can click through then to the How Kitchen and Bar, and I can see all the information about their business. This will be the same for your business. People will be able to click through just like that, just that easy. And read all of your reviews or look at your updated posts. So I'm going to scroll through here. It will prompt you to write reviews, to add photos, because this is me right here. It'll say share your experience to help people stay up to date. Let's keep going. I can see that this person, David Yang, left 16 reviews in Minneapolis. I can click through to David's profile. I can follow him. I can see he's a local guide level 5. I'll go ahead and follow him. He's posted quite a lot of photos of food, so he likes to eat out.
Would you think that if you were to do these reviews, does it help you kind of go up in the rankings and the algorithms of it? Because as we all know, you know, algorithms are a big part of this. So maybe in order to get that feed shown, having more of that, I don't know. Do you find that?
I don't actually. So if you look at my business over here on the left-hand side, and you're seeing my version of the business, but if everybody were to go over to Google right now, and I think if you Googled Mariah Lowinske, Minneapolis EXP Realty, I would pop up, and then you could take a look at my profile. And if you're having troubles finding that, please let me know, because I'd be curious. But but it's Mariah Lowinske Realtor, eXp Realty. And if you scroll down to look at my reviews, oh, I have to click through. So this is my business. Here we go. So here's my business profile. I only have 5 two-star reviews on Google. And as you saw before, I had like, what, 1,500 views or something. Just recently, 1,495 views just this month. So while Google reviews will definitely benefit your business, Google's being very clear that it's not the entire picture as far as needing to have like 100 5-star reviews on your Google account in order to be found or seen on Google, which is pretty amazing. Whereas with Zillow, you know, the more you have, the more it's better, and the more money you give them, the better off you are.
Well, I was also referring to, like, if you were reviewing a restaurant or if you were reviewing something within your community, is it making you a gold star member in the community where it would bump you up in ratings?
Yeah, so I'm gonna head over here. So we obviously, on the bottom right-hand side of the Google Maps app, we got the Explore tab, the Go tab, the Save tab, the Contribute tab, and the Updates tab. If you were to click on the Contribute tab, you can see that I've made 111 contributions and that I only have 2 followers, which is fine. So Google will reward you by giving you these levels. So every time you do more local 5-star reviews or reviews for your community, they'll say, hey, you have 5 more reviews to go to become a local area level 4 guide. And they sort of give you these stars here that you can see. 77,000 views on my contributions, which is pretty cool. So for those of you that have names on your Google My Business, like Mariah Lowinske Realtor, I mean, people are seeing my name 77,000 times in my community, which is pretty cool. How many of you have done the Grant Cardone training through eXp that was just provided for us?
Why don't you guys drop it in the chat so she can see it?
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I just finished it myself and I thought how amazing that was, that prospecting. So Grant Cardone says, go out and find 10 businesses within 10 miles of where you're prospecting. And then he says, visit those businesses, stop in, say hello, leave your business card, write a handwritten note, send an email. I would also hop on a Google and leave them a 5-star review, send them a message through Google as well, add that to your prospecting, because if you're looking to become, known to cause a little bit of excitement in an area, this is definitely one way to do it, because people are using Google Maps for just about everything. I know I go onto Google Maps, if I'm looking for something in my neighborhood, like I need a print shop, I don't go to Google anymore, I go to Google Maps. Like, I need a print shop for an open house that's coming up and my printer just broke, so I have to go print some flyers. I went straight to Google Maps and said printers near me. So people are using Google Maps in that way, so it's pretty cool. As we scroll through here, you can view your profile. There's another way to edit your profile as you're being discovered through writing reviews. If you were just to click in the top right corner on your photo, you have your profile here. And this is where I put that I'm a local real estate agent servicing the greater Twin Cities Metro. And here's my website if you'd like to learn more, which is pretty cool. I mean, this is free marketing, advertising if people click through and they want to follow you. So what are some other things other than writing reviews that you can do on Google Maps? Under the Save tab, you can create lists. So I've created a list down here called Best Everyday Restaurants in Minneapolis. So this is just, adding value to my community. I visited 13 out of these 15 places. I've left reviews for them or photos, and people can come in here to this list and see what my favorite restaurants are. Now, Google is taking these lists and they're publishing those lists periodically over here on the Explore tab. Let's see if we can find one. if I scroll down here. Every now and then as I'm scrolling through this feed, it'll say, you know, best theaters in Minneapolis. And then you could click through a list of theaters that are surrounding me, which is pretty cool. Star Tribune is posting posts in here, which is cool. They're our big newspaper here in Minneapolis. Here are 9 more Twin Cities restaurant patios for your summer. That's Yahoo. So I'm not seeing any lists right now, but as you start to use this, you will start to see lists. Another way that I've used lists inside Google Maps is I've used it for open houses. So what I've done is I'll go in, and if I'm holding an open house or something, I'll pull other open houses in my area, and then I'll create a flyer with a QR code that's linked to this open house list, so that if somebody takes a flyer for my open house, the first thing they're going to see is this. It's going to take them right to this where it'll say open house list. Thanks for coming to my open house. If I wanted to edit this, I would say, you know, thanks for coming. Here's my info, you know, website, phone number, and so on. And then down here would be a navigation list where all they would have to do is navigate to the next open house, which is pretty cool. And if you go to my workplace profile and you scroll way down in my profile, I have some training videos for how I did that. Yes, it takes a few minutes to set that list up, maybe 5 minutes out of your day, but it's pretty cool because then it's just another service that you're offering as people take that flyer away from your open house, which is pretty cool. And then you can use that as marketing, send it out on social media. Yeah, I'm just going to discard that. I created that just to show you guys. Okay, so how do we create a post for the Explore tab on Google Maps? Well, you do it through your Google My Business. I think if I go ahead and open up, I'm just going to go ahead. So this is just on, regular Google home page here. And this is my Gmail account here. Right next to it is the apps tab. There's this business profile. Does everybody see that?
No, we're not seeing that.
You're not, what are you seeing?
Where you were before, the 2 shrunk down pages,
Okay, one second.
Taco Grill and your Google My Business page.
Okay, let me see if I can.
Are you on a second screen?
I am. Can you see it now?
No, it's still on the first screen. So you need to drag it over there.
Okay, let me try again. See, there you guys are. Can I pull you over here? That'd be awesome. Now let's go share screen, share screen. Now I want this page here. Okay, share. Can you see Google now? Is it pink?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So this is my Google account. We're all pretty familiar with this. Next to it is the Google Apps tab. If you are not familiar with this tab, I've become a lot more familiar with it over the last couple of years. I use it for almost everything now, to access my photos, my drive. But this is where the business is. If you're not seeing it right away, you just scroll down. It might be down here somewhere on the list. But as soon as you find it, just click on that business profile. And this is what the main business.google.com page looks like. This is where you set up your Google My Business. Now, I don't believe that Google is going to keep this, but I haven't heard that they're getting rid of it, just that they're getting rid of the mobile app, but that it is fairly easy now to just head on over to your business once it shows up. Yes. So here I am here on the right-hand side, to make these same edits right from the Google homepage now, which is the Google search page, which is pretty cool, where you show up. Okay, so I have a whole training on Google My Business. It is posted on my YouTube channel, I believe, and it should be posted on my through my workplace on my profile. If you just scroll down my profile, it'll be there, where I go over how to set this up properly, do's and don'ts for setting this up. I am certified in Google My Business for Google. I am going to share with you guys, if you're interested in becoming certified for Google My Business through Google, I'll share with you the link on how to do that here at the end. But right here on the left-hand side, you see all of these tabs. The most important tab, if you're new to Google My Business, is going to be the info tab. And this is where I'm going to caution you as you're setting this up. Google has made it very clear that if you come in here and you sort of just set it up a little bit, and then you ignore it and you come back and you make changes, that it could take weeks and weeks for those changes to be verified. So just have all of your information ready to go. What address, whether it's going to be your home address, if you're comfortable using that, or your broker's brick and mortar address, if that's the address that you want to use for your business. I'm using my personal because if I go onto Google Maps and I say realtor near me, I have a lot of competition right in the city here, and there are a lot of realtors in my neighborhood. So I'm okay with using my personal address. So that's up to you.
Can you use your personal address? Because I thought you're supposed to advertise your broker's address on any of your social media and advertising stuff.
That probably varies for state by state, I would think.
Okay.
I'm in Minnesota, and I mean,
Yeah, I saw that. My wife is from Minnesota.
So the rules here are that we have to, it has to be our name, and then as predominant as our name has to be our broker's name in all of our marketing. And if it's not within view initially on social media, it needs to be like within one click through of like clicking on a social media post, that you then see that I'm with eXp Realty and that I'm brokered by eXp Realty. I have put it right in my name on Google My Business just by naming myself Mariah Lowinske Realtor, eXp Realty. And I mean, the word realtor and eXp Realty have been huge SEO for me. Here in the Twin Cities, I've gotten calls from agents that are looking to join eXp Realty that are on Google Maps looking for our brick and mortar office. And you can see how that could be beneficial to our, our businesses. So as you're going through here, just fill out this information as thoroughly as you can. Some tips and tricks in here will be the services area. And also, so we have products and services. These are two areas that get overlooked by real estate agents a lot, and I'll jump over there in a few minutes. But let's talk about how to create a post for Google Maps and show up in that Google Maps Explore feed. Underneath the post tab here, there is going to be a little button on the bottom right-hand side. And this is where you can create a post for your business. They give you options on desktop that they don't give you on mobile. So again, I just avoid the mobile app going forward. I really like the fact that this button down here, that they give you a call now tab, which I mean, the consumer can literally call now and then you just call you directly. And I use that for all my posts. But maybe you're doing something where you want to send them to your website, and you'll be able to do that if you click the learn more, then you could do a link for the learn more button, which is cool. If I do call now, then it'll just direct them to my phone number. The tabs that I use the most are either offer or what's new. But other options are you can create an event, or you can post a new product, like if you were a restaurant or a local boutique store and you got a new product, and you could post it here. Product name, you could select a category for it. I've jumped in and taken advantage as best I can with products and services in a way that I don't see a lot of real estate agents doing. I do see some of them paying for services that will do this for them, but you guys can do this yourselves. I know you can. I believe in you. So you can add a photo here. You just pick a photo from your computer. Just grab one there. And I create my posters because I want things to look, nice and pretty similar as I'm posting them. I create everything in Canva, and I have a Canva Pro account, but you don't need a Canva Pro account. So you can add a photo, then you can add a product name. So if I was a real estate agent creating a product, maybe I wanted to add it to my real estate services suite. And I could say, Lux, one of my products is luxury real estate. Of course, I would then probably add a photo of like a luxury home, or a poster that I created in Canva that said Lux Real Estate on it. Product price, I would probably just leave that, add a description, and then I would do like a learn more and or a call now. They don't give you a call now on product. So get offer or learn more. So you would send them then maybe to a luxury real estate page on your website. If it was an offer or what's new, I could say what's new, homes available. If I knew there was like 100 new homes available in Richfield, Minnesota, or Richfield. Check it out now, because I have this picture of, my website with all of the listings. I could change that to learn more and then send them to a squeeze page I created in KV Core, which is pretty cool. And then once I publish that, you can preview it too. And once I put a website in there, let me preview it. So 100 new homes available in Richfield, Minnesota. Check it out now, learn more, and then it'll take me to, whatever website URL I put in there. And then Google is gonna post that over in the Explore tab on Google Maps, which is pretty cool. As well as that's gonna show up on your profile. So let me go back over here to my profile. If I scroll down, I can see products. And I can see that I only have 3 reviews, updates, that I have updates here. So updates I've been doing are weekly real estate tips, home seller tips, first time home buyer tips, 8 steps to buying a home, a blog that I wrote, always live, Twin Cities market update that we have stats that our North Star MLS gives us, and I created a blog on my KV Core using those widgets that they give us. Let me click on that. So learn more. And I gotta fix that link apparently. So I did mess around. I relisted all of my blog posts on KV Core. So that's interesting. So I should come in here and fix that. But these are all of the updates that I've posted to my business. So you can see how powerful this can be. It's pretty cool. I'm going to jump over to the services tab. Now, talking about SEO for Google, are you guys familiar with SEO? Does everybody have a good understanding of what SEO is? I'm going to open up the chat. Awesome. Awesome. Google loves SEO, and they love it when they love, stats. The more information you can give Google about who you are and who your business is and what you do, the more Google will love you, which is pretty cool. So you can use products and services to just be an SEO queen. So as you can see here, I filled out that my business services are appraisals, that I'm a real estate agent servicing the greater Twin Cities Metro, that I have a home selling consultation, a home buying consultation, comparative market analysis, pre-approval referrals, home improvement referrals, that I can provide RPR reports for homeowners in my community. And as I fill these out, then I can just give a little bit more information about what those are. and how that is, which is pretty awesome. And I mean, this is when you're going to get a big boost in the Google search results, you know, raise the roof with Google through filling out all of this information about your business. Products are fun. Products, you can come in here. So the first thing I did in here was I added my past listings because it makes you look busy as a real estate agent. Even if you only have if you're a new agent, which most of you probably are seasoned agents, but if you're watching this and you're a new real estate agent, you only have a couple of sold listings, okay, put them in here. They'll let you categorize your products, which I've done here. I have real estate services suite, homes for sale, programs, and sold. So this is where I'm putting my most recent sold listings. As you're filling this out, I'm just going back over to MLS or going back through my photo galleries for the professional photos I've paid for, grabbing a photo, adding the product name as sold with the address, the price that it's sold for, and then, you know, typically I'm just adding in the product description, you know, what my MLS description was on that property or creating a new one. Learn more, I'm using the learn more button and then adding a link to shop for homes on my website, which is pretty cool. Programs, I'm doing home seller program, first time home buyer program, homes for sale, search homes for sale. You know, it's like Zillow and realtor.com, but better, use my website. And I just created this little thing in Canva. This is my website in the background. And then it takes them to my website, which is awesome. Real estate services suites. I just created all of these posters similar to services. You know, I'm doing new construction, foreclosure properties, luxury properties, relocation services, that I'm a seller's agent and a buyer's agent. And then just filling in a little bit of description about what that is, what my job description is in those product description areas. And I'm not adding a button to these, which I probably should. Why didn't I add a button?
But if you click on them, do they open up and expand?
They do. So let me go over here. You go back to products. So if I click on new construction here, oh, okay. So this is why I didn't add a button for products, because when somebody clicks on it, they see this page here. New construction, schedule a tour of new construction homes for sale right now. I don't want to send them to my website. I want them to call me, if that makes sense. And I think that that's a really powerful tip. I know agents that are paying, you know, upwards of $600 to have services like this set up for them. If you're interested in having me set the service up for you, I would be more than willing to help you with that. I won't charge you $600, but I'm giving you all of this information here today for free so that you can be successful on Google and go and do it yourself. And it's really powerful, and use your own marketing colors and posters, and get in Canva and create posters and have fun. Pretty cool. Does anybody have any questions?
I got a comment. I love your picture of the guy trying to jump from one porch to the other in the snow. His sold sign. It's on Google.
Yeah. Oh, so my last comment in my photos. So post photos, choose your photos wisely. People love photos.
Mhm.
So choose your photos wisely. So I'm using this. I just
There it
rebranded
is.
myself. Yeah.
But who is that with the sold sign?
So that is a girlfriend of mine that just bought a house in my neighborhood.
Oh, I couldn't
Nice.
tell because the head was thrown back and the legs stretched out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the middle of winter. We're in the middle of a blizzard. So she
I liked it
literally,
though. It's pretty funny.
yeah, she just closed on that a couple weeks ago. And photos, I keep it to, you know, I try and put as many client photos in here. I'm also a real estate photographer, so I know I have a little bit of a headway here with marketing images. But as you guys pay for, you know, professional photography for your listings, save those photos, because you paid for those photos. You can use those pictures in your everyday marketing for create posters or flyers for your business. I just want to capture the attention of anybody who's looking at my photos. Like, I want to capture them right away, show them that I'm working with real people, that I'm a real person. I put a little bit of information about our business in here. I do some holiday photos. I try and keep it, you know, informational. This is some older branding. But yeah, I mean, I've only been with eXp Realty for about 2 years now, and I've been part-time, and I'm really pushing hard now for my business. eXp has given me the confidence to really jump in and start pushing my business on social media to all my friends and family in my community. And I gotta say, it's working. My confidence is back, and I'm doing business again, and it feels really good. And I'm going on 8 years now being a real estate agent. And
Hey,
just
Roger,
feels
can
great.
you mute yourself? We're getting feedback. Thank you.
I didn't know I had that.
I have a question for you, Mariah.
Yeah.
So you said you had 1,900 views. You know, where can you tell where those views came from? Because I also have over 1,900 in the last 30 days. But, you know, I know some call me, but where in the world do you know what they're doing?
So Google will send you emails as you're creating your Google My Business, or if you're not receiving emails from Google that says your post got 20 views this month, way to go, create a new post, then I would go hunting through your emails to look for those and make sure that they're landing in your primary inbox. Because Google's saying, hey, we want to keep boosting your business, so keep doing posts. There's this little insight button here. There's 2 ways to find information about, you know, where these views are coming from. Google will tell you through the emails. You can do it through the Insight tab through the Google My Business, or you can do it over on Google Maps. You can see how many views your posts are getting because Google will notify you over there on Google Maps. And can I get Dex up again? Samsung Dex. Are you seeing Samsung Dex again?
No.
You're not.
Did you open up your own Google webpage, Sue?
Lower Dex again. Let me share the screen again. And then let me choose the screen again. Oh, you bump to the right. Okay, you're sharing your screen. You share. And here we go, screen 2. Oh, it's views it as 2 different screens. Interesting. So we're back on Dex again, right?
Correct.
Okay, so you should be able to find out how many views you're getting over under the updates tab, which is the bottom right of Google Maps. And again, this is mobile only. These features are not available on desktop. The Explore tab and everything that we're talking about for Google Maps is a Google mobile thing. So under the updates tab, you have 3 tabs at the top: following, notifications, and messages. If you turn messages on for your business, this is where they'll show up. And if you've sent messages to businesses, like I've sent messages to a couple local businesses here, this is where you would find them. So it's asking me to complete my timeline. It's giving me some information under here. It says you're popular. Your reviews have over 3,400 views. It's asking me to do reviews for places. Customers are noticing you. This view was viewed 2,107 times in January. Attract more customers with a new photo or post. Let me see, and it just takes me to my business page, but it doesn't tell me what post exactly it is. It will in the emails. It will, because you'll know that you just did a new post, and so it'll say you're popular. You'll get notification pushes on your phone and emails from Google that say your post is popular. It's received 1,000 views, and then you know that that's what it was. And I think in some of the emails it'll specifically say like this review is popular, and it'll tell you which one it is, which is pretty cool. And all for free, which is awesome. Let me share. Oh, I can switch back.
I have a quick question.
Here's the
Do
insights
you-
tab.
so how does it, because you just said free, and earlier someone said I love free, but do you do Google ads? And if so, is that part of this area here?
So I'm planning to do to get certified by Google in the Google Ads dashboard. Follow me on the workplace, so stay tuned for that. When I have, I'm becoming busy and it's spring market, and as I have time here, I'm going to go through those Google certifications and do that and create videos for that. I did just watch a video on how to create, a nice ad for your business as a real estate agent. And then he kind of tripped me up because he said, if you want to make this easy, you guys, go over to your Google My Business profile and just click on create ad and let Google do it for you. Because if you do that, Google loves stats and they have so much information now as far as advertising goes and on communities and people and what they're looking for, that if you just, automate a lot of that and let Google make decisions for you, they're going to find the best customers for you, which is interesting. You can play around with that if you've got a little bit of money. And if you want to be discovered on Google Maps, you can do this for as little as $1 a day, I believe, which is pretty cool.
So what kind of ad does Google make the ad, or do you make the ad and you just sort of go through that place where you just were clicking through and kind of provide the ad, the copy or the post that's going to be the ad?
So I haven't actually done one for myself yet because I want to go through the certification to do it. I do a lot of Facebook and Instagram ads. I'm totally confident with the Facebook ads dashboard. So as I jump in here more and get certified through Google for ads, I'll be learning a lot more about it. But let's see, as you click through, it gives you some options. So we want to choose our primary target here on this main page. If you want to get a phone call, what is the point of your ad here? And Google has just made this so easy for local businesses because they're listening to the community and they're listening to people's feedback about how challenging the Google Ads dashboard has been for them to learn. So by going through your Google My Business, they want to create something that's a lot easier for people to use. So that's why I say go into your Google My Business and click on that create an ad tab, because it will take you to this simpler, broken down version of the Google Ads dashboard. So do we want people to, go to your website and sign up? Do you want visits to a physical location? Do you want just more brand awareness? So, as a real estate, you probably want phone calls, right? So I would probably choose phone calls, or through, if you wanted to send people to your website because maybe you're capturing their information on your website. Here, tell us where people go after they click on your ad. So your business profile or your website. Again, I probably want to send them to my business profile because they've made it really easy for people to find my phone number there and to just call me directly. Thanks, people come here after they click your ad. Sure, you can see what it looks like on desktop. It looks great. The new branding that I just did looks fantastic. It's the first time I'm clicking through this, but I have watched a training on it. This is where you then create your ad. It's sort of created one for you here, but you can come in and personalize this. What is it that you want to, maybe you sit down with a journal or something and you write some goals as far as what you would want an advertisement to say. Or maybe you've done some research and you like another agent's advertising or marketing in the neighborhood and you want to do something similar. I wouldn't copy, but something similar. Headline 2, headline 3. So they're giving you 2, 3 different headlines that you can use for this advertisement, and they will use all 3. And what they're going to do with those headlines is they're going to choose the one that's performing the best, and then they're going to use that one the most, which is really awesome. So Google, just the more information that they can capture, the happier they are, and the more they're going to like your business online, which is pretty cool.
A quick question, Amy Roberts asked, is there someone that you can call if you need help, or could we reach out to you?
Yeah, you guys can call me. I'll throw my phone number in the chat.
But is there somewhere else on here if they need help as well?
Oh, you know, there's a help button up here. I don't know how helpful it will be. I personally like YouTube. As far as I know, YouTube is like the second largest search engine in the world next to Google. I view YouTube as a platform for us as a world to help each other, which I think is interesting. And I use it to learn anything that I want to know, really, like for free, mostly, which is cool. I'm a huge advocate for YouTube. And then EXP, there's a lot of education, you know, through our brokerage as well in the world, which is, if I do searches, sometimes you can find old trainings or somebody like me who's doing self-taught trainings out there that can help.
I'm gonna kick you back on this because we've got about 10 minutes left, and I kind of want some people to maybe open up mics and ask away questions.
So can I add something to this while we're on this ad? So the key to Google Ads, and all this is that she's doing right here, is the same thing that you would end up with Google Ads if you went through the dashboard. They are making it what I call more user friendly. But the key to this right here, where you write this ad, you want to be very specific. Like in my case, looking for a home in the Villages, Florida, selling a home in the Villages, Florida, anything like that in your 3 keywords is going to be really good for SEO. Number one, you have to think about if somebody was looking for a house in your area, what are they going to Google? You know, in my case, they're going to Google the Villages, Florida for sure. What else are they going to do? If you're looking for sellers, you know, make it very specific to sellers. Don't try to do an ad for both buyers and sellers at the same time. So, and it's very simple to do this, but they're making it very, very easy. They misspelled foreclosure there, by the way. That's
I did.
interesting.
I'm
you
a little
did? Okay,
yeah,
I thought they had that, but
no, I struggle with, I'm dyslexic, so I struggle with spelling a lot.
right. But that's the key to a Google ad, and don't give up on it. Let it run, and like the headlines, it will rotate. But be very specific and definitely do a call to action. You know, call me at whatever. Sometimes they won't let you put your phone number in there. But if they will, go for it. If not, get your website or KV Core or back to Google My Business in there.
It's giving you suggested keywords here. But if you were looking for a real estate agent and you went over to Google, what keywords would you use, right? And Google will actually give you suggestions. So if I'm looking for a realtor near me, this is all suggestions for SEO and keywords and top. So Spanish speaking agents, do you have one on your team? Because that's in the top 10 there, which is pretty cool. So it's asking you to just plug in some.
Does it
keywords
cost
that
to
match your
run a
search.
Google ad?
Yeah, as much as you are comfortable with. See, and then
What's the
because
minimum, Isabella is asking this, and she wants to know, what is the minimum that you would spend typically on an ad?
that's really up to you and how competitive it is. You're gonna get an idea as you get through to the payment page. I do want to say one thing when creating Google ads. If you're familiar with creating Facebook ads, we have the new ads category for housing. Facebook has set specific rules that they will not allow you to break as a real estate agent when creating ads for the housing category to stay in compliance with your state laws. Google, however, will leave it up to you to know how to create an ad that is compliant. So be careful as you're creating your ad and don't get in trouble. Just know your rules. And so here's some budget options. So they're making it really easy through that Google My Business tab here. Whereas if you were to just go directly to the Google Ads dashboard, there's probably a lot more options for budget. You can enter your own budget here. You know, minimally, if I'm doing a Facebook post, I do $10. If you want to show up on Google Maps, it looks like you can go as low as $1.50. And maybe they'll just, you know, boost your business in your neighborhood for as long as you run this ad and in the Google search results. But you know, there's a lot of competition out there for real estate agents. So as much as you're comfortable with, I mean, if you have it in your budget to spend $1,000 a month, I know agents that are spending $33 a day for their business because they have $1,000, you know, a month marketing budget.
The other thing is run higher than what you want to at the beginning. And if nobody's clicking on it, you're not getting charged.
Exactly. Yeah, Google does do that. Facebook has become a lot smarter with their ads, or they like to spend your money now. I
but-
find that they're spending all my money, but with Google Ads, I do remember that through the training. You are
Right.
correct on that. Yeah.
So the key is you will start seeing, okay, I got 5 leads in and the average cost was $1.90 or $3 or whatever. And I will tell you that if you go after sellers, it's higher than if you go after buyers. So just kind of open your mind and let it be a little bit higher at the beginning to get kind of a gauge of what does ads cost in your area. Because versus, you know, my area, it can be different.
And I do believe it takes I would give it a solid 2 weeks, if not 30 days to get proper back end statistics on, you know, how much these ads are really going to cost you. As far as getting those clicks that she's talking about. Because it takes time for Google to gather that information on your business. And for people to discover you, which is cool. Any more questions?
Let's open it up for answers and questions. Anybody can go ahead, open their mic up and ask away. Mariah, I'm going to leave it up to you to answer.
Awesome.
Are we
Yeah,
able to use our KV Core phone number? In
Yes.
there, and that'll
If you-
work?
Yeah, if you're paying for a KV Core phone number and those phone calls are not being directed to other agents and they're going right to you, then yes, by all means. I will warn you that again, in this info tab, Google made it very clear during the certification training that they like to see this information be, like the Google search engines are crawling your social media, they're crawling your website, they're crawling your business. And if your email and your phone number and your address are different on Facebook than it is on LinkedIn, than it is on Instagram, than it is, you know, on your Google My Business profile, they might flag your business and not give you that boost that you're looking for in the search results. They like to see consistency, that you're, you know, not a fake business or a bot creating businesses, that you're a real person with a real business in the Twin Cities, and that this is your business phone number, this is your business email, and this is your business address. And it is okay to come in here and make changes, but just be aware that if you do make changes to this, Google will flag it and say this change is in review. They need to review that, and that could take a week, could take 2 weeks, could take 6 weeks. So just that's why when you're filling it out, just be very thorough the first time around. Have all of your information ready to go.
I had somebody tell me about the Deliver It app, and I'm able to post from my Instagram, Facebook, and then it'll go to this post here too. So all I have to do is post it once. Are you familiar with those?
I'm probably looking at them.
DLV, it's spelled funny. It's DLV or R.IT, I think.
I'm not familiar with that.
That-
But yeah,
there
I
it
mean,
is.
if you want to
Okay.
use any app, yeah, if you want to use any app to, you know, create posts for multiple sources, then I know that they're out there. very handy for social media influencers that are creating content that need to then post that content to like 15 different social media sites. It can become very overwhelming when you're managing all of this yourself. I stick to the Google My Business and I stick to Instagram and Facebook. And I have my Instagram account linked to my Facebook account. So whenever I post a story or post on Instagram, it automatically posts to Facebook for me, which just makes my life so much easier. If you're gonna do that.
Yeah, that Deliver app is like Buffer and Sprout, Social, Hootsuite, like one of those types of places where it pushes out all your social media at once to all the platforms, like what you're saying.
Cool. Yeah, no, I'm not familiar with that one. Interesting. Yeah, so.
Any other questions
I'm
for
Mariah.
Mariah? Yes.
Okay, I'll go. So when you were talking about the content that you post, you kind of keep it to your houses, your solds, and some industry market update kind of news. I've been, you watch 3 webinars, you get 3 different like schools of thought on this. So with reference to the school of thought, like you want people on any social media to be relating to you, right? Because they're not calling you because you work for EXP or you work for Keller Williams. They're calling you because of you, that they feel a connection, or they want to call you, or they want to be your client because they feel a connection to you. So there is this whole school of thought of being more personable, like having, the picture of your dog or your cats or you on the lake. What's your take on that? I mean, clearly, I guess your take is you're keeping it pretty tight professional, but what have you seen with other, what's your opinion? Just kind of curious.
You can use this updates tab anywhere you want. I could definitely see how posting, I've been doing a lot of thinking about that recently because I've been playing around with my headshot versus, something a little bit more playful and realistic. Because everybody uses that. I recently removed the word realtor off my Instagram account and just put it to Mariah Lowinske because all of my content is real estate agent related, and I don't want people to just see my name and find it spammy. If you want to play around with that in your updates tab and your Google My Business, I don't see why not. It's a really good idea probably to, I could post a photo here. One really fun one of my client that just closed on her property where she's jumping in the blizzard and she's super excited. People in our community probably get a really big hoot out of that.
Even in this forum, someone here on the panel commented on that one. So.
Yeah. So, I mean, social media really is a way for you to stay in front of your friends and family and really anybody else that's paying attention to you at the time. I mean, somebody could be following you on Instagram for a year before they call you and you have no idea who they are, but they feel like they've gotten to know you over the last year because you've been posting there. So I suppose you could do this. You could use this updates tab more as personal posts like that for sure. That makes sense.
Thank you.
I love that idea. Yeah.
Well, Mariah, I just want to thank you so much for helping us do Google Maps and Google My Business. There's always something very, new tips and tricks that we learn. And like Shelley was saying, you hear one thing and you hear another from another person, but it's always nice when you get to have a lot of different things to choose from. And to be able to use and to be able to pull out of your hat if something's not working after trying it. So thank you for giving us another little tip and trick for us.
You're welcome. If you're interested in learning about Google certifications or going through some of the Google educations that they have to offer, I'm dropping the link to that. They use a website called Skillshop. And these trainings, they're pretty short. Some of them are probably more extensive than what you're looking for, but you can see the Google ads populates right there at the top of that, but I'm going to be doing that one next. And then the Google My Business is just on the next row down. Classes for YouTube. And these trainings, they're really easy to follow and go through. And at the end, you get a certification. And people are using this these certifications to create their own businesses from home. So that there's a very big industry secret for you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I
had a
just
blast.
want to thank everybody for coming. On behalf of the Seniors Network, myself, Donald, Debbie, and Laura, thank you guys so much. We are going to be back here again next time. Same place, same Zoom link live. And Donald, do you recall who's coming in next week, or Laura? I can't recall.
No, I don't recall who's next week. but-
Okay, well, we'll be putting out information shortly about it when we figure it out. But thank you, everybody. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thank
And
you.
Mariah, thank you
Thank you,
so
Mariah.
much for bringing this to us.
Of course. So nice to meet you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.